It's high risk, high reward. Welcome to 4th and 40. Welcome to 4th and 40 with your host, Way Too Early.
All right, we've got a bet here today that's going to make you 6 times your money. We'll be looking at Head Coach of the Year and Johnson. Now, this isn't going to be an easy bet. It's not going to be a shoo-in. That's why it's not a favorite. They've been the kings of the offseason 2 years in a row. We've got Caleb Williams going into his second year, 5 new additions to the offense, 3 offensive linemen, a wide receiver, and a tight end, all going to be new starters. How is this going to happen if we've got the Lions, the Vikings, and the Packers? I definitely don't see the Minnesota Vikings having the type of year they're going to have last year. And also, the Detroit Lions losing their offensive coordinator and losing their defensive coordinator to the New York Jets, their new head coach as well. I see the Minnesota Vikings coming in 4th this year in the NFC North. Along with the offensive additions, we've also added some key pieces on defense, including Grady Jarrett and Oda Jingbo, coming from the Falcons and Colts. Along with the free agent and trade additions, we've also added a lot of key pieces through the draft, including Colston Loveland out of Michigan, Luther Burden, a swing offensive tackle, as well as Shamar Turner from Texas A&M. Now, you might have heard a lot about Loveland and a little bit about Luther Burden, but let me tell you about the next two. The swing offensive tackle that's coming in has played right and left side. Sounds very similar to the guard we picked up, Joe Thuney, who's played in different positions for the Kansas City Chiefs last year. Now, this rookie offensive tackle not only was second team All-ACC in 2023, but he even became first team All-ACC. Now, Shamar Turner, he proved to be a big playmaker on defense for Texas A&M. In 3 of his games against Texas, Notre Dame, and Mississippi State, he made 6 tackles or more. Now, with the Bears adding 2 guards and a center to their starting line, I believe that's definitely going to help out Caleb Williams. Now, a few reasons I don't believe that the Vikings or the Lions are going to have the seasons that they did last year comes down to, in regards to the NFC North, having a win-loss ratio that was record-breaking. Now, that record didn't stand tall for too long. 2023, the AFC North broke that record as well. That year that the AFC North broke the record, they had a 43-25 record in whole. And the following year, in 2024, they averaged back down to a 500 division, mostly because of the Cleveland Browns going 3-14 last year. Now, this is a position I see the Minnesota Vikings heading in. I don't know if they'll be 3-14, but I could definitely see them having less than 7. And also, the NFC North had a little bit of a juiced overall win record because they played the terrible AFC South, who was 22-37. This year, the NFC North is going to be playing against the AFC North as well as the NFC East. Outside of those 2 divisions, the Bears will also be playing the Carolina Panthers, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Las Vegas Raiders. 3 teams that I expect to have under 500 seasons this year. Now, a few key departures for the Lions. We had a guard that started 16 games for them, Kevin Zeitler, who now plays for the Titans. Also, edge rusher Darius Smith is no longer with the team and currently a free agent. 3 notable DBs not returning. Now, in the case of the Vikings, they've lost even more pieces, including Sam Darnold, 6 different offensive linemen they had on their roster last year, 4 D-line or edge rushers, and 4 more DBs. With all those departures, I see them playing the Cleveland Brown role, going from a winning team to a top 5 draft pick. Most recently, Head Coach of the Year winners have been Kevin O'Connell, Stefanski twice, Dable, Vrabel, as well as John Harbaugh. With that being said, I don't expect any of those previous winners to be in competition for the award this year. Now, if you're a little skeptical on Ben Johnson, a few other candidates that I think have a chance to win the award this year would be Mike Vrabel joining the New England Patriots, Jim Harbaugh at his second year with the LA Chargers, as well as Zach Taylor. Vrabel has the same odds as Ben Johnson at 6-1. Jim Harbaugh is at 22-1, and Zach Taylor at 40-1. Now, Jim Harbaugh and Zach Taylor have more of those Grand Slam type of odds, which I'll probably put a little sprinkle on just because I'm very high on those teams being at the top of the AFC this upcoming year. But the 2 most likely candidates are Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson. Now, if you're not a believer in Ben Johnson, another bet that I like is the Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers to finish in the top 2. You're still looking at 6-1. Those are 2 different options I see if you're looking to bet on the Bears. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Peace.
with the host of the show.
Way too early.